What happens to work when machines can increasingly think, create, analyze, and make decisions? Hello, and welcome to Future State Podcast, the podcast where technology, law, leadership, and society meets. I'm Emmanuel, and in each episode, we explore the forces shaping our future and what leaders need to understand to navigate them successfully. In the last episode, we explored one of the most important questions of the digital age, and that question is, who owns your data? Today, we are tackling a question that almost everyone, regardless of profession, industry, or company or country, about. What happens to work when machines can increasingly think, create, analyze, and make decisions? The reality is that for some people, AI presents opportunity. For others, it represents uncertainty. And for many, or maybe for majority, it represents both. If artificial intelligence, AI, can write reports, generate software code, analyze contracts, create images, and answer customer queries, what will humans do? That is a question that we need to ask ourselves. For the last 2 or 3 years, we've witnessed remarkable developments in AI. We now have AI systems that has passed professional exams. Now we have generative AI that creates content and write it in seconds. We have tools that assist software developers. So it meant a lot of writing a code can now be written by AI. And currently, organizations are experimenting with AI-powered customer service. Any talk around businesses now is them seeking productivity gain through automation. And while all these things appears cool, employees are worried about job security. Come to think about it, if AI can do my job, then what will I do? My company will not pay me for doing nothing. Universities are now having that debate. Universities are now reconsidering future skills because who knows when ChatGPT can now write a standard dissertation with some prompt here and there. So universities are reconsidering as well. And then leaders question how organizations should adapt. This is a unique problem no one has witnessed before. So there is nobody that is prepared for this time. And that is why leaders continue to ask that questions, trying to position their organization to adapt. What I want to say here is that the future of work is no longer a future discussion. It is now a present reality. And the organization that understand this shift early, they will have significant advantage. Because right now, Claude can write code like a developer. So there are now a lot of adverts I see on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn that you should replace your entire marketing teams with agentic AI. So we can't pretend this is not happening. Irrespective of risk of AI and governance, all the stories that we talk about, we've established it in the first instance that businesses and software companies, they move faster than the government. So even though there might be issues around governance, ethics, and the likes, remember, these organizations have started experimenting and even making use of it. So today, in this particular episode, we are going to explore what AI means for your job, for your career, for leadership, and the workforce of the future. This is not the first time we will witness a technological revolution. Every technological revolution changes work. And I think we need to understand this pattern, because if we understand this pattern, it can reduce that fear. Whenever major technology emerge, there is always concerns about job. And history provides a lot of examples. We have the Industrial Revolution. Also with electricity, we have a lot of tools, electrical appliances that can do a lot of things quicker than we could do it. We have the computer. Before computer, we used typewriter to type. But right now, because of computer, nobody uses typewriter. And then, of course, the internet. Each innovation disrupted existing work. For certain, it disrupts. We don't need to sugarcoat it. It disrupts existing work. But the good thing is that each also created new opportunities. And if we follow past patterns, even though the old technology disrupt existing work, it always end up creating more opportunities, new job than what was lost. And let's give an example. Before the automobile industry became widespread, the entire industry depended on horses. So when car arrived, obviously jobs disappeared because horses is now for the rich people, right? So some job disappears, others transformed. But because we now have cars, instead of only having farmers looking after horses, what happened? We have an entirely new industry, the car industry. Every 1 hour in the UK, hundreds of cars were produced. So, and that is what happened. And all over the world, look at the amount of jobs that come as a result of that. So, before computer, there are a lot of things that they do, typewriter, writing, and all those kind of stuff. But with computer, when the automation that comes with computer, many routine administrative tasks disappeared. But millions of new jobs were created, as new technology-related jobs were created because of the computer. So the main thing that I want to argue here is that technology rarely eliminates work entirely. There will still be that job. What it normally do is it changes the nature of work. The question is whether AI will follow the same pattern. Because to be fair here, AI is different from all the past ones that we have. And that is the question. And I'm going to answer that. I'm going to go next into what makes AI different. AI is different from previous technology because if we look at previous technology, let's look, for example, replacing horses with a car or maybe replacing typewriter with computer. If you look at that, previous technology automated physical tasks, but with AI, it is not just physical activity. AI is increasingly automating cognitive tasks. And tasks that requires human expertise can now be assisted by machine. And what are those type of tasks? AI can draft reports, it can analyze documents, they can write software codes, they can translate languages. How many language can one person learn? AI can model more than 200 or 300 languages. And they produce marketing content even better than humans. And they process large volumes of information. And so if you look at that, you can see that it is quite different from what we've experienced in this past. In situations where a professional once spent 4 hours preparing a report, now they create that report very quickly within 1 hour. And all they do is an AI prepare the report within 1 minute or few seconds. And then instead of them writing it for 4 hours, they will now use 1 hour reviewing it. So instead of using 4 hours, they're using 1 hour or less. And the implication of that is that the task has not disappeared. We still want to prepare a document. What has changed is the nature of the work. How we do the work has changed, but the work is still there. And because of that, we now need to think about how we can analyze jobs and tasks and human advantage. Because we now know that it is clear that some activity will go to AI and some activity will go to human. Then many people will still ask, which jobs will AI replace? I think that is the next question that we should ask. Because your role will contain a mixture of activities. It won't be entirely. And let me give you an example. Some are routine work, and some out of your job or out of your role, some are routine, some require your judgment, some require your creativity, and some require your empathy. Let me give you an example. Consider yourself a lawyer. I may assist you with legal research. It can assist you with document review. It can assist you with draft generation. But your clients will value your judgment, your advocacy, your negotiation, and of course, trusts. Or let's assume let's look at a doctor too, for example. I may support diagnosis because of the past data. It can do pattern recognition. It can do risk assessment. But your patients still require communication. They want you to reassure them. They want your human connection. And of course, empathy. AI is not, well, maybe future AI might show empathy, but as of today, it doesn't have empathy that a doctor will show you. So where I'm going is that my argument on this one is the future belongs to professionals who know how to work with AI rather than compete against it. So don't compete, just analyze your role, your job. How can I use AI to improve what I'm doing? The future will belong to those professionals who are smart enough to know how to work with AI rather than compete against it. Because even if they want to replace them, they won't replace them entirely. They will only replace them with people that can make use of AI. And I think that leads us to the next thing that we would like to discuss. And the question will now be what skills will matter most in the age of AI? What skill? What should we focus on? What should we concentrate on? So as AI is becoming more capable, there are some skills will be more valuable, no doubt about that. And some of them will be tasks that is human oriented. An example will be critical thinking and the ability to evaluate information and challenge assumption. AI I would describe it as a one-way traffic. It's work based on a trained data and established rules. So you still need human to challenge assumption. In places where document is missing, for example, AI might hallucinate or AI might make decision based on what is in the document. But an human can speak to another person to say, I'm still waiting for this document. So there are areas where AI will definitely be useful. And then also in activity that requires creativity, that requires generating original ideas or approaches. In those areas, AI is also very, very valuable. I've mentioned communication. When you need to explain complex concepts, AI might not be able to do that, depending. AI might give you generic answers because it doesn't have that deep knowledge and experience that you have gained through attending conferences and speaking to other professionals. So, and also adaptability. AI cannot adapt. AI will only stick to what the data it is trained on. So, learning continuously in a changing environment, dealing with a new coworker, organizing meetings there are many things that AI will not be able to do. So, you need to understand what AI can do and what AI cannot do. And something that AI also might not be able to do is ethical judgment, understanding consequences of making responsible decisions. Sometimes AI might not be able to handle that because some of it might not be real. So the most valuable employees of the future may not be the most technically skilled because they will have AI that will write code quickly. As a leader, navigating these environments, there are things you can do to support your employees and your workforce. And that is what I'm going to be talking about next. So these are three things that every leader should do today. The first one is you should focus on augmentation, not replacement. AI cannot do what your employees are doing. So instead, look at how AI can help your employees perform better. What are those tasks that AI can do? What are the tasks that humans are good at? A combination of both will give the best results. So what you should be asking is, how can AI help my employees perform better? How can productivity improve without reducing trust? That is very important for your customer base because even though you are using AI, if you are using AI, you're expected to let your customers knows that you are using AI. So in that respect, how can productivity improve without reducing trust? Will you still have same quality after using AI? So because the most successful organization will use AI to enhance people and not simply to replace them. Because at the end of the day, the job is there. So it's more of making that balance between what humans will do and what AI will do. And secondly, you need to invest in continuous learning because the half-life of skills is shrinking. New tools are coming up every day. So leaders should create environments where learning becomes part of everyday work. Your employees should continue learning. Even you yourself, you should continue to learn and develop because what you know today will expire soon. There are new technologies coming out every day. So in order for you to keep on top of things, you need to keep learning. And for you to keep grinding, these are two questions you should ask yourself. What new skills will our workforce need? And how do we prepare people now? Because you have to prepare them now. You don't want to wait. If you wait till the future, you are already behind. And finally, what you can do is you need to redesign work, not just jobs. AI has changed the workflows, responsibility, and decision making. So you need to think beyond job description. The question you should ask is, what should humans do? What should machines do? How can we combine both effectively? Because humans are good, machines are better in what they do, but they are both useful and we should get the best out of them. So the future What I want yours to know is that every generation faces technology shifts that changes how work is organized. And so the question is not whether work will change. Work has always been changing. It's not new. Work has been changing. The question we should be asking is how can we prepare people quickly enough where intelligence itself becomes increasingly automated? And perhaps even more important question, if machines become more capable of doing more work, how do we ensure human beings continue to find purpose, meaning, and opportunity? Thank you for listening to Future States. If today's discussion challenged how you think about careers, organization, and the future of work, share this episode with a colleague, manager, student, or leader preparing for the challenges ahead. And next time, we will explore another crucial issue, and that will be building trust in an algorithmic world. This is because as artificial intelligence become more influential, trust may become one of society's most valuable assets. So next time, keep asking not only how technology changes work, but how it helps create a future where both people and organization thrive. Until I see you, thank you.